Hello, dear students. I hope you all are safe and healthy. My name is Ankita. I welcome again all of you to the lecture 21st of my online lecture series of computer networks. And in this video, we will study various application level protocols. In previous video, we studied the subnet addressing, internet control protocols like ICMP, ARP, and RARP. We studied the working of each protocols. So what are the application layer functions and the services? It is the topmost layer or the seventh layer, you can say. As its name implies, it deals with the applications, or it generates messages from the various applications. So user entities or user processes reside on the application layer, and the functions which it performs are the identifying communication partners. First of all, it identifies the communication partners, then determine which are the resources which are to be available, and it also maintains the synchronization between the two parties which are communicating with each other. So besides these functions, it provides services like it provides network virtual terminal accessibility, file transfer facility, it provides addressing, mail services, and the directory services. So main important thing regarding application layer is to study the various application level protocols or systems. So first of all is DNS. As its name implies, domain name system. It is used to map the domain names used in various URLs. So application layer protocol defines how the application processes running on the different machine, they passes messages to each other, and it is a directory service basically that provides a mapping between the name of a host on the network and its numerical address. So DNS is required for functioning of the internet. So जैसे हम बोलते हैं www.google.com, so .com recognize the DNS, domain name system. Okay, so this is the tree like structure which DNS maintain. It is basically it is a TCP/IP protocol which is used on many platforms. The domain name space is divided into three different sections like generic domains, country domains, and inverse domains. So this part you can relate with the inverse domain, generic domain, and country domain. So what includes in the generic domains? It defines the registered host according to their generic behavior. Like each node in a tree defines the domain name, which is an index to the DNS database, and it uses a three-letter or three-character labels, and these labels describes the organization type. Like AERO represents airlines and aerospace companies, COM for commercial organization, GOV for government institutions, INT for international organizations, MIL for military groups. So these are the generic domains in the DNS. So DNS is a service basically that translates the domain name into the IP addresses. So name हमारे पास given होगा, उसको IP में convert, उसके equivalent IP address generate करना DNS का काम होगा. This allows the users of the network to utilize user-friendly names when looking for other hosts instead of the remembering IP addresses. So this was the generic जो मेन है आपका वो आपका जेनेरिक डोमेन्स है, जहाँ पर आपको, और कंट्री डोमेन के कंट्री नेम्स के साथ में होते हैं. Inverse domain are mainly used for mapping to a name basically, and this may happen, for example, when a server has received a request from a client to do a task. अगर किसी सर्वर को एक रिक्वेस्ट मिली है क्लाइंट के थ्रू के कुछ स्पेसिफिक टास्क परफॉर्म करना है, सो दिस टाइप ऑफ क्वेरी इज कॉल्ड द इनवर्स और द पॉइंटर और PTR क्वेरी. जो क्लाइंट सर्वर आर्किटेक्चर में जो कम्युनिकेशन होता है लाइक रिक्वेस्ट रिप्लाई का, दैट डिफाइंस with the help of inverse domain. So to handle like PTR queries, the inverse domain is added to the domain name space with the first level node called the ARPA, ARPA. So the second level is also one single node named in ADDR for the inverse address. So the rest of the domain defines the IP addresses. So country domains section uses two character country abbreviations, like for Nepal it uses NP and for US it uses US. Second labels can be organizations or they can be more specific national designations. The US, for example, uses the abbreviations as a subdivision of the US, like CA.US. So country domains two letter abbreviation होता है. सो मेनली जो हम यूज़ करते हैं वो जेनेरिक डोमेन्स हम यूज़ करते हैं. सो दिस वाज द DNS. FTP stands for File Transfer Protocol, and it is a standard internet protocol provided by the TCP/IP used for transmitting the files from one computer to another, and it is mainly used for transferring the web pages files from their creator to the computer that acts as a server for the other computer on the internet. So objective of FTP is to provide in sharing files. It is used to encourage the use of remote computers, and it transfers the data more reliably and efficiently. Why do we need to use FTP? So although transferring files from one system to another is very simple and straightforward, we can do it with the help of some hardware also, but sometimes it may cause problem if we talk about the software part. For example, if two systems may have different file conventions, file systems उनके अलग हो सकते हैं, conventions, file systems उनके अलग हो सकते हैं. Two systems may have different ways to represent text and data. So two systems may also have different directory structures. So FTP is a protocol which overcomes these problems. Like अगर different directory structures have file structure, file convention, naming conventions उनका different है, तो उस केस में आपकी FTP help करती है to establish the connection between such host, and one connection is used for data transfer and another connection is used for the control connection. So this is the mechanism on which the FTP works. This is a client side computer, this is a server. So this type of communication is established on the TCP/IP reference model, because these days यही model use होता है. So this is the user interface, this is control process, and this is the data transfer. So FTP establishes two connection basically, जिसमें एक में data transfer होता है और दूसरे में control information transfer होती है, और user interface तो client side का ही program होता है. And server contains only two, ये जो main lines है वही control processes and the data transfer processes. So FTP की functioning इन दोनों lines पर चलती है. So FTP connection दो तरह के होते हैं, control connection and the data connection. Control connection carries the very important information regarding control, and it contains very simple rules for the communication. Through control connection we can transfer a line of command or line of response at the same time. The control connection is made between the control process. The control connection remains connected during the entire interactive FTP sessions. On the data connection, it uses very complex rules as the data types may vary. Data may be of any type or any file or directory. So the data connection is made between the data transfer phase. Data connection जो होता है वो हमारा data transfer phase के टाइम पे बनता है, और control connection control process के टाइम पे बनता है. And the data connection opens when a command comes for the transferring file, and closes the connection when the file is transferred. So FTP client is a program that implements a file transfer protocol which allows you to transfer files between two hosts on the internet. It allows the user to connect to a remote host as well and upload or download the files from there. It has a set of commands that we can use to connect a host, transfer the files between you and your host, and close the connection then. The FTP program is also available as a built-in component in the web browsers. So FTP is completely handling the file transfer, including the function handling like different naming conventions, different directory structures and all. So its advantages are like speed, efficiency, security, and back and forth movement. So movement can be in both the directions. Security it provides, efficiency it provides. It is more efficient than other protocols like or other means by transferring the data. And speed, yes, the biggest advantage of FTP is the speed. It is one of the fastest way to transfer files from one computer to another. So if we talk about the disadvantages of FTP, then the standard requirement for the industry in case of FTP is that the FTP transmission should be encrypted. So जो भी data FTP के through files वो की जाती है transfer, उन्हें encrypted होना चाहिए. However, not all the FTP providers are equal, and not all the providers offer encryption. FTP serves two operations, like to send or to receive the large files on the network. However, the size limit of the file is 2 GB then that it can send. It also doesn't allow you to run simultaneously transfer of the multiple receivers. Passwords and the file contents are sent in the clear text that allows unwanted eavesdropping. So it is quite possible that the attackers can carry out the brute force attack by trying to guess the FTP passwords. It is also not compatible with the every system. So these are the major disadvantages of FTP. So one should take care while starting using FTP. So the main task of internet is to provide services to the user. For example, if user wants to run different application programs at the remote site and transfer a result to the local site, this requires a client server program such as FTP, SMTP, but this would not allow us to create a specific program for each demand. So the better solution is to provide the general client server program that lets the user access any application program on the remote computer. Therefore, a program that allows a user to log into the remote computer that is required. So a popular client server program Telnet is used to meet the such demands. So Telnet is the abbreviation for the terminal network, and it provides a connection to the remote computer in such a way that the local terminal appears to be at the remote site. So the local login says in case of Telnet there are two types of logins, local login and the remote login. So local login says we have a terminal, and there is a application program, and this is the terminal driver which is interacting with the operating system through the operating system. So when a user logs into the local computer, it is known as the local login, and when the workstation is running a terminal emulator, like the keystrokes entered by the users are accepted by the terminal driver, then the terminal driver then passes these character to the operating system, which in turn invokes the desired application. So on the other hand, we have remote login. In case of remote login, when the user wants to access an application program on a remote computer, then the user must perform the remote login. So this is the scenario. Okay, as you can see, this is the terminal, this is terminal driver, this is the scenario of client, and this is the site or the server on which you want to interact through Telnet. Next is SMTP, which is very important protocol for mail services. Like SMTP stands for Simple Mail Transfer Protocol. It is a set of communication guidelines that allows software to transmit an electronic mail over the internet, and it is a program used for sending messages on to the another computer users based on the email addresses. It provides an email exchange between users on the same or different computers, and it also supports it can send a single message to one or more recipients. Sending messages can include text, voice, video, audio, graphics, etc. It can also send the messages on the network outside the internet. So its main purpose is to use or set up communication rules between the servers. The server have a way of identifying themselves and announcing that what kind of communication they are trying to perform. They are also have a way of handling the errors such as incorrect email addresses. Like you can consider the example of a recipient address. For example, a recipient address is wrong, then receiving server reply with an error message of the some kind. So जैसे हम किसी को मेल भेजते हैं, अगर वो मेल एड्रेस करेक्ट नहीं है या किसी भी रीज़न से, तो हमारे पास वो सर्वर पर्टिकुलर सर्वर जिस मेलिंग सिस्टम के थ्रू सर्वर के थ्रू हम भेज रहे हैं मेल, वो हमें बाउंस बैक करता है एक एरर मैसेज और कि मेल आपकी नहीं रिसीव हो पाई है. सो इसके कंपोनेंट्स जो होते हैं, दो मेजर कंपोनेंट्स हैं हमारे पास. फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल, इट विल ब्रेक द SMTP क्लाइंट एंड द SMTP सर्वर इनटू टू कंपोनेंट्स सच एज यूजर एजेंट एंड द मेल ट्रांसफर. सो user agent and mail transfer agent are the important component. The UA prepares the message and creates the envelope and then puts the message into the envelope. The mail transfer agent, MTA, transfers this mail across the internet. So this is the scenario in which the user agent and MTA works. SMTP allows a more complex system by adding relaying system also. Instead of just having one MTA at the sending side and one at the receiving side, more MTAs can be added. तो काफ़ी सारे recipients होंगे तो more MTA हम add कर सकते हैं by applying the relaying system. Next important protocol is SNMP, which stands for Simple Network Management Protocol. It is SNMP हम देख चुके हैं previous videos में. एक SNMP Network Management operating systems के अंदर हमने SNMP को पढ़ा था. It is a framework which is used for managing the devices on internet, and it provides a set of operations for monitoring and managing the internet. So इसके जो concepts होते हैं वो होते हैं like we have one agent, one we have manager. So इसमें manager और agent important होते हैं. SMTP में user agent और MTA components important होते हैं. Manager is basically a host that controls and monitors a set of agents such as routers, etc. And it is an application layer protocol in which few manager stations can handle a set of agents. So एक manager के अंदर बहुत सारे agents हो सकते हैं so that easily manage हो जाए. So the protocol designed at the application level can monitor the devices made by different manufacturers and installed on the different physical networks. It is used at a heterogeneous networks made of different LANs and WANs connected by the routers or the gateways. So ये जो manager और agents होते हैं, by issuing some messages they communicate with each other. Manager और agent हैं वो different host हो सकते हैं. Agent हमारे routers भी हो सकते हैं, switches भी हो सकते हैं. सो इस SNMP की वर्किंग हम 4th यूनिट की लेक्चर में ऑलरेडी देख चुके हैं. तो लेट्स कम ऑन टू दी मैनेजमेंट कंपोनेंट्स. जो कंपोनेंट्स ये मैनेज करते हैं. It is management is not achieved only through the SNMP protocol, but also it uses the other protocols that can cooperate with the SNMP protocol. Management is achieved through the use of the other two protocols, SMI structure of the management information and MIB management information base. ये सारी चीज़ें हम detailed architecture में previous video में देख चुके हैं. Management is a combination of SMI, MIB and SNMP, and all these three protocols such as abstract syntax notation एंड बेसिक एनकोडिंग रूल्स BER. ये जो आप यहाँ पर देख रहे हो डायग्राम, इसमें तीनों मैनेजमेंट कंपोनेंट डिफाइन है. SMI जो है कंपोनेंट होता है विच इज़ यूज्ड इन नेटवर्क मैनेजमेंट. इसका मेन फंक्शन होता है टू डिफाइन द टाइप ऑफ डेटा दैट कैन बी स्टोर्ड इन एन ऑब्जेक्ट. एंड MIB की रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी होती है सभी ऑब्जेक्ट्स को मैनेज करना. एंड दिस स्टैंड्स फॉर मैनेजमेंट इंफॉर्मेशन बेस. हर एजेंट का अपना एक MIB होता है. जितने भी एजेंट मैनेजर के अंडर होंगे सभी का एक MIB. And these MIBs contains the number of objects in it, and MIB is characterized into 8 groups: system, interface, address, translation, IP, ICMP, TCP, UDP and EGP. So ये हमारा जो है further bifurcation है MIB का. एंड SNMP जो हमारी लास्ट में होती है वो 5 टाइप्स के मैसेजेस डिफाइन करती है: गेट रिक्वेस्ट, गेट नेक्स्ट रिक्वेस्ट, सेट रिक्वेस्ट, गेट रिस्पॉन्स एंड ट्रैप. सो आप आई होप आपको ये देख के पता लग गया होगा. हमने पोलिंग एंड ट्रैपिंग भी, जो हमने रिमोट मॉनिटरिंग टेक्निक्स पढ़ी थी, उसमें भी हमने SNMP का कुछ पार्ट स्टडी किया था. सो दिस इज़ दी आर्किटेक्चर जो हमने उस वीडियो में भी इंक्लूड किया था. ओके, सो बाय इशूइंग दीज मैसेजेस मैनेजर और एजेंट एक दूसरे को इन्फॉर्म करते हैं अगर कोई नेटवर्क में कोई अनवांटेड बिहेवियर या अनएक्सपेक्टेड बिहेवियर अकर होता है. तो एक इम्पॉर्टेंट चीज़, अगर आपसे पेपर में एग्जाम में वर्किंग ऑफ SMTP पूछा जाए तो यू हैव टू एक्सप्लेन दिस विद द हेल्प ऑफ डायग्राम, जो कि हमने यहाँ पर इंक्लूड किया हुआ है. हाउ दिस डायग्राम वर्क्स. फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल, कंपोजिशन ऑफ अ मेल. अ यूज़र सेंड्स द ईमेल बाय कंपोजिंग एन इलेक्ट्रॉनिक मेल. हम सभी जब हमें कोई डेटा सेंड करना होता है हम ईमेल कंपोज करते हैं यूजिंग दी मेल यूज़र एजेंट. जो हम कंपोजिंग करते हैं वो हम मेल यूज़र एजेंट के थ्रू करते हैं. एंड मेल यूज़र एजेंट इज़ अ प्रोग्राम विच इज़ यूज्ड टू सेंड एंड रिसीव दी मेल. And the message this contains two parts, body and header होता है उसमें. The body is the main part of the message, while the header includes the information like sender or the recipient address. Header also includes descriptive information like subject of the message. Subject उसमें आता है. In this case, the message body is like a letter and the header is like the envelope. जो header को आप envelope समझ सकते हो, message body जो है उसके अंदर का content है. नेक्स्ट स्टेप आता है इसका सबमिशन ऑफ द मेल. आफ्टर कंपोजिंग एन ईमेल, द ईमेल क्लाइंट देन सबमिट्स द completed email to the SMTP server by using the SMTP on the TCP port number 25. थर्ड स्टेप होता है डिलीवरी ऑफ मेल. ईमेल एड्रेस कंटेन्स बेसिकली टू पार्ट्स. थर्ड स्टेप होता है डिलीवरी ऑफ द मेल एंड दिस कंटेन्स टू पार्ट: यूजर नेम ऑफ द रेसिपेंट एंड द डोमेन नेम. फॉर एग्जाम्पल ankita@gmail.com, ankitapro7@gmail.com, जहाँ पर जो ankitapro7 है दैट इज़ द यूजर नेम एंड रेसिपेंट जो है वो हमारा जीमेल है विच इज़ अ डोमेन नेम. And if the domain name of the recipient's email address is different from the sender's domain name, then the MSA will send the mail to the mail transfer agent. So to relay the email, जैसे mail transfer agent है जब उसे relay करेंगे तो MTA will find the target domain. It checks the MX record from the domain name system to obtain the target domain, and the MX record contains the domain name and the IP address of the recipient's domain. Once the record is located, the MTA connects to exchange the server to the relay messages. फोर्थ स्टेप इसमें इंक्लूड होता है रेसिपेंट एंड द प्रोसेसिंग ऑफ द मेल. सो वंस द इनकमिंग मैसेज इज रिसीव्ड, द एक्सचेंज सर्वर डिलीवर्स इट टू द इनकमिंग सर्वर, दैट इज मेल डिलीवरी एजेंट, एंड विच स्टोर्स द ईमेल वेयर इट वेट्स फॉर द यूजर टू रिट्रीव इट. तो वो उसमें स्टोर कर देगा जहाँ से यूजर बाद में ले सकता है. फिफ्थ स्टेप होता है एक्सेस एंड रिट्रीवल ऑफ द मेल, and the stored email MDA can be retrieved by using mail user agent. So MUA can be accessed by using the login and the password. So this was the working of the SMTP protocol. Next protocol which is used for the mail system is IMAP. It stands for Internet Message Access Protocol. It is a mail protocol basically used for accessing email on the remote web server from the local client. IMAP and the POP3 are two most commonly used internet mail protocols for retrieving the emails. Both the protocols are supported by the modern email clients and the web browsers. जबकि जो POP3 protocols होती है, that assumes that your email is being accessed only from one application. IMAP allows simultaneous access by the multiple clients. So this is why IMAP is more suitable as compared to POP3 if you are going to access your mail from the different locations, or if your messages are managed by the multiple users. So by default, IMAP works on two ports, 143 and 993. So 143 is a default IMAP non-encrypted port, and 993 is this is the port you need to use if you want to connect using IMAP securely. So there are 5 versions of IMAP: original map IMAP, IMAP 2, IMAP 3, IMAP 2 bis, IMAP 4. So we will, instead of looking at each version, we will just see the key points. So the IMAP allows the client program to manipulate the email messages on the server without downloading them on the local computer. The email is held and maintained by the remote server, and it enables us to take any action such as downloading, deleting the mail without reading the mail. It enables us to create, manipulate and delete the remote messages, जिसे हम मेल बॉक्स बोलते हैं. एंड IMAP enables the users to search the mail. It allows concurrent access to the multiple mail boxes on the multiple mail servers. So इसकी जो वेरियस कमांड्स होती हैं वो आप यहाँ देख सकते हो. IMAP login, ओपन कनेक्शन को ओपन करने के लिए, कैपेबिलिटी टू लिसन दी टू लिस्टिंग द कैपेबिलिटीज दैट द सर्वर सपोर्ट, जो सर्वर की कैपेबिलिटीज़ होती हैं उनको लिस्ट करने के लिए ये कमांड होती है. NOOP, दिस कमांड इज़ यूज्ड एज अ पीरियोडिक पोल for new messages or messages status. Select command helps to select mailbox to access the messages. Examine if it is the same as select, examine करने का. Accept no change to the mailbox is permitted, but select में हम change कर सकते हैं. Create, to create the mailboxes with the specified name. To delete the mailboxes permanently with a given name. Rename is used to rename the mailboxes, and log out to inform the server that the client is done with the session, और अब log out करना है. So SMTP, IMAP and POP are the main important protocol for mail services. POP stands for Post Office Protocol, though its various versions are available, but POP3 जो है वो latest version है इसका. And this is a Post Office Protocol, which is a standard mail protocol used to receive emails from the remote server to a local email client. And it also allows us to download the emails messages on our local computer and read them even when we are offline. So POP3 protocol works on two ports mainly. 110 port is the default POP3 unencrypted port, and port 995 is the port which we need to use if we want to connect using the POP3 securely. And its key points are like POP3 is an application layer internet standard protocol. Since POP supports the offline access to the messages also, thus this requires less internet usage time. ऑफलाइन मोड में भी आप पॉप के थ्रू मैसेजेस को पढ़ सकते हैं. POP does not allow the search facility. In order to access the messages, it is necessary to download them, and it allows only one mailbox to be connected on the server. It is not suitable for accessing non-mail data. POP commands are generally abbreviated into codes of 3 or 4 letters like STAT. जो इसकी मेन कमांड्स हैं वो login, stat, list, RETR, DELE, RSET, ये इसकी मेन कमांड्स हैं. एंड सो दिस वाज ऑल अबाउट द मेल प्रोटोकॉल्स. ये जो आप देख रहे हैं यहाँ पर मैंने कंपैरिजन भी ऐड किया है POP एंड IMAP का. ओके, सो लाइक POP3 इज जनरली सपोर्ट द सिंगल क्लाइंट. IMAP के पास मल्टीपल, IMAP जो है सपोर्ट कर सकते हैं मल्टीपल क्लाइंट्स को. POP जो है डज नॉट अलाउ सर्च फैसिलिटी, बट IMAP प्रोवाइड्स द सर्च emails. POP does not allow search facility, and messages are accessed offline. Messages are accessed online, although it also supports offline messages. So all these differences are fetched from the definitions which we have seen above for the IMAP and POP. So we will see further protocols in upcoming videos. Thank you so much. Take care.